Yes, yes, yes. I vividly remember those days when I was in Wichita State University, and I was taking piano classes, music theory, and I remember my instructors teaching me that kind of stuff. I remember I had I had a very, very hard time to really fo- focus my attention to the music, uh, to the music book or music sheet, because I wanted to look at the keys on my keyboard, and the instructors were, no, 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 you can't do that. You have to concentrate. You have to do sight reading. Sight reading. You can't look. You can't look. You cannot look at the keys, man. Okay. All right. So okay. Well, but I always wanted to look at the keys, but they would not let me. And one more another thing that I remember is that every final exam we had, everyone had to write a piece of music, your own music, and then play it in front of the whole class. Yeah, that was not. I remember, man, that was very hard for me. I mean, I could not sleep for like a week before the final exam, thinking about the whole situation. Well, but at the end of the day, I mean, I did pretty well. All right. What I want, I want. I was thinking about the uh, the major scale. Because a lot of students, when they always they always have in their minds what they keep in their minds all the time. Oh, I need to learn my scales. I need to know the scales. That is true. That's true. You need to. They need to. If you play an instrument, if you play the keyboard, any instrument, you need to learn uh, some skills. So, um especially the major scale, because once you know the major scale, you know everything. Well, not everything, but you kind of master the major scale. Then it will be easier for you to learn to understand the other scales. But when it comes to the major scale, first, first of all, let me. I want to let the students who may be watching, the music students, the keyboard beginners, the keyboard piano students who may be watching this video. I want to let them know that I'm not teaching. I'm not teaching I'm not teaching anyone how to play the keyboard. I'm just practicing, and I feel like there may be some students out there that might be interested in my practice sessions, but I'm not. by no means, I'm not teaching. If you want a teacher, if you want somebody to teach you how to play the keyboard, like I mentioned, like I said in my previous video, I have someone that can teach you, that can teach your kids, your cousins, that can teach you, and then what you need to do is get in touch with me. You can inbox me. You can go to my Facebook pages. I got my regular Facebook page, and then I got two more. Um, I got a JC Mix Music Production, and I have JC Jazz Plus. You know, Facebook pages. Then you can use to let me know if you want somebody to teach you or your kids how to play the keyboard the proper way. And the person that I'm talking about, who she is phenomenal. She's great. So you will enjoy her teaching for sure. Okay. So I was thinking about, yes, I was thinking about the major the scales. All every student when they start playing the keyboard or any instruments, man, they're thinking about scale. We did okay. Then I was thinking, okay, what is the easiest way to learn the scales? For example, the major scale. And I said, well, maybe I can find a way to do that, and I did. But I'm gonna use the C major scale. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna say that's the easiest way to learn your scale, but at least that is one of the easiest ways to learn your scale. So the major scale, what I do, let's see C major scale for example. What the way I approach it is by dividing the scale into two sections of 4 notes. Okay, and between those two sections, I have a whole step. Okay, a whole step is 2 half steps. Okay, so I'm gonna play the first 4 notes. Okay, in the C major scale, and I call them. I mean, the two 4 note sections in the C major scale that I use to learn the major scale. I call them Tetra section of the scale. In this case of the C major scale, Tetra sections or Tetra parts, or if you play a chord You can even say you can even call them tetra chords. So the first four notes tetra section of the C major scale are the first four notes: C, D, E, F. That's the lower tetra section of the C major scale. Four notes. The second tetra section of the C major scale starts on the note G. That's the upper tetra section of the C major scale. So that's G, G, E, B, C. So we can safely say that in a scale, whether it is a major scale, minor scale, whatever scale, you have two tetra sections in the scale, four notes: the lower tetra section and the upper tetra sections, which starts on the fifth degree of the scale. I'm going to play that again. First tetra section of the C major scale, four notes: C, D, E, F. Second tetra section of the C major scale starts on the fifth degree of the scale, G, A, B, C. Okay? Then in between those two tetra sections, okay, you have a whole tone, a whole step, which means two half steps. So lower tetra section, upper tetra section, separated by a whole step. The whole step is between 4 and 5, which is here F and G. Okay, so I'm going to play again the first tetra section, C, D, E, F. Second tetra section, G, A, B, C, and the whole step in between, a whole step separation between 4 and 5, F, G. Okay, so in music, it's one thing to learn the scales. Man, you can learn. There are so many scales in music to learn. Of course, you're not gonna be able to learn all the scales in music. Okay. So when you play the C major scale, for example, try to put in your heads, this scale has two sections, two tetra sections, lower and upper. One of the reasons why this is important, when it's not enough to know your scales. It's to know the proper context, to know how to use the notes in the scale when you to build chords, and when you play solo, for example. You know, when you're soloing, for example, you're not going to play the scale as is, C, D, E, and so on, because you're gonna choose notes between the scales to solo. So you need to know how to do that. Putting a lot of skills in your head is not is not enough. You have to know how to use those skills in the proper context, musical context. Context. Okay. So I'll play. This is my. Okay, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say you play the C. You can practice the tetra chord like this, or the tetra section like this. I'm gonna play this C triad. All I'm gonna play now, all I'm gonna play now is the first tetra section of the scale, you know, over the C major triad. Okay. You see? See, I'm not using the whole scale, the whole C major scale. I'm just using the first tetra section, the lower tetra section of the scale. Okay, that's what I'm using now. C to F. Now I'm gonna keep playing the same C triad, and I'm gonna play the second tetra section, upper tetra section of the C major scale, starting on the note G. It may sound a little strange, but this is just for the purpose of practicing. Okay. So you see, I play the lower tetra section of the C major scale from C to F, and then I play the second tetra section of the C major scale from G to C octave. What about the whole step that separates them? F to G. Well, let me see. Back to triad, C triad, C major triad. Okay, F to G. The whole step that separates the two tetra chords. Let me play them. F and G. See, F, G. So when you play those that whole tone between the two tetra sections, lower and upper tetra section, you complete